I signed up because it's what you do. A lot of people in my family have served. It's how we give back. I think we really made a difference. We were helping people. But it was tough. You never knew when something was going to go bad. I didn't realize there was a problem until I got back. It's like the war followed me home. It played out in my dreams. I barely slept. The therapy, the exposures, they helped some, but it didn't help my sleep. The meds just made me numb, kind of like I was no longer there. Pretty sure the booze wasn't helping either. I wasn't sure about this trial, brain surgery, but I was at the end of my rope. I had to do something. I just wanted my life back.
This project is called Transform DBS. The goal is to develop a miniaturized, configurable, fully implantable device used to treat specific mental illnesses or neuropsychiatric disorders. This is really going to be a revolutionary device that is tailored to each individual patient.
The most important thing when we start is a thorough, ethical, clinical evaluation of the patient. Fortunately, many of the team members have been long-standing members of the Psychiatric Neurosurgery Committee here at Massachusetts General Hospital. If we feel after reviewing the records that they're an appropriate candidate, only then do we bring them on site to see if they would be an eligible candidate for the procedure.
We do clinical interviews, administer questionnaires, and what we're trying to do is not necessarily just understand the diagnoses. What's at the heart of this project is the functional domains.
It was intense, the interviews. They were really trying to understand what was going on in my brain and how to fix it.
In Transform DBS, we use carefully designed computer tasks to test a patient's brain. We do this in the MRI scanner. And in the MRI, we can see what brain regions light up and what areas matter most for the patient's individual symptoms.
That was kind of weird. It was like 6 hours of laying in a washing machine. I was playing games, matching numbers, just looking at pictures.
Once we have this imaging data, we review that and we identify potential targets for the implanted device.
We have to get this right so that the clinicians can make the right calls. And that means we have to develop entirely new ways to think about brain activity and neural data.
Once we've identified the critical nodes of the network, we can place the therapeutic electrodes in those nodes in the operating room. Have the patient perform the exact same tasks in the operating suite while we're doing the neural recordings, both to refine the targeting and confirm the critical neurophysiologic signatures.
It was crazy. The lights were down, I'm sitting there trying to play this game, and I can hear my own brain. I know the device wasn't even in yet, but that's when I started to feel like it might actually work.
After the patient has the device in place, we've got to set it up for that individual person. This is a system that has over 300 electrodes, and it's in 5 different places in the brain simultaneously. The same tasks and the same systems we use to diagnose them are also going to be how we set up their treatment. But now, we'll be able to watch through the implant, see things lighting up, and adjust stimulation to change that behavior.
The same few computer games over and over again did get pretty boring, but that second day is when I felt something. Not big, just kind of like I was just a little bit more in control.
We had to work very hard with the clinicians and the scientists to make sure that the system was powerful enough to give them the ability to tailor it to each patient's needs, but also something that was simple so the patient could use it in the field.
Patients have the opportunity to have the clinician actually adjust the device and tailor the device based on how the patient's doing every day. The patient takes the therapy right home to their home.
They and their device can both check in remotely without them having to come to clinic.
It took a month or so, but I feel better. It's hard to describe. It's like I'm in control. But every week or two, I feel edgy, off. I go back, play the games, and it resets itself.
And this gives us incredible access to all sorts of new ways of thinking about neuroscience.
I'm not in this for the money. I'm just glad to feel better. But I get paid to sleep, and I can sleep.
With this treatment, we're not only changing patients' lives, we're developing a device that will unlock our understanding of the brain. And this will allow us to develop ever better devices to treat patients with these disorders.
It's not magic. I still have to take meds. I have to keep it charged, but I'm back. There are days that are still harder than others, but the big downs, they're gone. I can't believe it's going to be okay.